Black Shuck. I lived on the outskirts of Sutton Bridge, a small village situated in Lincolnshire, England. Being so close to the sea, it's pretty common for people to take strolls to the beach. Although there are a series of well-known footpaths and trails, I always prefer to take a more scenic route, traversing great stretches of open field and along the banks of the River Nene, until finally making my way to the Great British coast and out overlooking the open seas. For me, it was an escape. I would just spend hours sitting there on the cliff-top marshes overlooking the seas as they crashed against the shores in the distance. For the most part, I took a book with me. I loved reading, yet I always found it hard to just sit down and read at home. Too many distractions, so this was the perfect excuse. As I toiled away the hours flicking through page after page, I would embrace the cool breeze as it washed over me, as the sun sank lower and lower over the horizon. And when the sky burned with that shade of orange that heralded the coming of Nix, I would repack my bag, struggle to my feet, and slowly begin to trek back home. As you can imagine, the fens are rife with wildlife. Foxes stalking rabbits, nesting birds chirping away through the canopies of the trees. Yet, it was the howl that sent my blood running cold. As the last remnants of light fell and made way for darkness, I couldn't help but pick up my pace. I was about halfway home at this point, when the first drops of rain collided with the top of my head. With the ground beneath my feet slowly becoming more and more sodden, I struggled to maintain my balance in the muddy fields, the torch on my head only going so far as to reveal what was immediately in front of me. I froze. The howls were so close this time. I had heard rumors growing up, heard legends of long ago about a spectral black dog that wandered the great fens, the great black shuck, the great omen of death. But that was just a myth. Stories told to children that have become so ingrained in the culture of the area now. I shook myself out of it. It could have been any number of wild animals. My head was just getting the better of me. I continued on, each step becoming harder and harder as my feet sank more and more into the earth, the rain battering into me at this point. Then, within a flash of lightning, I caught the glimpse of a figure in front of me. I froze, staring into the darkness, trying to catch a glimpse of what it was, or if it was just my imagination. The beast growled from behind me. I felt all hope and strength dissipate from my body in an instant as I turned around. From within the darkness it came, thick matted fur, as dark as the surroundings itself, shimmering with droplets of rain caught in the light of my torch. Teeth bared in a jaw that could swallow a man whole. A singular cyclopean eye that burned with a red fiery glow. We just stared at one another. The beast sprang at me, its jaw unhinged as it dashed forward, its colossal form making no sound as it bounded the distance between us. I turned to run, but my feet gave way and slipped in the mud. I felt its colossal jaws wrap around my rucksack, the almighty strength of it pulling me backwards. I'm not sure how it happened. I don't know whether I managed to slip out of my backpack or it just ripped. But as I felt myself fall free from the monster's grasp, I pushed myself up with all of my might and ran. I'm not sure how long I was running for. By the time I made it to the first set of street lights that marked the start of my road, I collapsed onto my hands and knees and threw up. My chest burned as I fought to catch my breath, and my legs and feet ached owing to the fact that I'd lost my Wellington boots some point along in the journey. I had just enough strength to make it through the front door of my house and close it behind me, before the last thing I remembered was collapsing against my wall and passing out. I've spent the last few months now researching the legend of Black Shuck, from myths and tales and rumours to the alarming amount of disappearances that happen across the fens every year that seem to go unexplained. I thought I could have put this all behind me, but even after all of this time, when night falls out of the corner of my eye, sometimes I catch a glimpse of a glowing red eye watching me